Memphis is the home of the blues, rock and roll, and Earl Farrell.
From the Collierville Square to the mighty Mississippi, the Earl Farrell for Memphis show is all about good things that happen across the Bluff City and the people who make Memphis cool.
The Earl Farrell for Memphis show is made possible by our title sponsor, Southern Security Federal Credit Union.
By Dive Shop and Dive Ventures nationwide. Jim Harris Chevrolet with George Gully. For Memphis Magazine. The Live at the Garden Concert Series. And the Orpheum Theater Group Memphis. And by Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, family owned and operated for more than 40 years. And brought to you by High-Low Commercial Services. Thank you to all the sponsors for making this possible.
And now, coming to you from Lansky Brothers, Clothier to the King, inside the world-famous Peabody Hotel, with the heart of a cowboy and Memphis in his soul. Ladies and gentlemen, here's your host, Earl Farrell.
And thank you very much, and welcome to Lansky's. We've got a big show for you today, starting off with my good friend Leighanne Soden, who is the president of the West Cancer Foundation. Welcome back to the show, Leighanne.
Thank you, Earl. I'm so happy to be here and see you and Kathy. Always love that.
Well, they say rather see her than me, but I'm part of the package, so they got to. We're going to talk about a couple of things. First of all, the fact that Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month is going on right now. But you just don't talk about it. You actually do something about it. And part of that is just getting the awareness out there that it is a bigger problem in West Tennessee and the Memphis area than it is in other parts of the country. In fact, Shelby County reports a colorectal cancer mortality rate at approximately 41.8 per 100,000 residents, which is way over anything else in the country. What accounts for that? Is it diet? Is it the fact that people don't get checked out early? Because the success rate of early detection is amazing.
It's a lot of different things. Unfortunately, our black population have the highest mortality rates. And there are many reasons why, because one, lack of education, lack of access to screening, lack of insurance. Diet plays a big role in that, diet and your activity, and some genetics play a role. But if you can get that screening early and get it caught early, it's like you never even had it.
And the other thing now, we were talking about right before we came on the air, is you can now, instead of the invasive maneuver that they have to do, which a lot of people just dread and put it off and put it off and put it off because they actually are going with a scope and go inside and look at you. Because before that was the only way you could detect it. Now they have a blood test they can do, which anybody can do a blood test and then it's over. But you can detect it. And they've also lowered the age of when you just need to start looking for this problem.
Yes, 45 and above, unless you're high risk. And please ask your provider if you are high risk. If so, you need to have something done earlier. But the golden rule right now is 45. And again, a simple blood draw. I'd much rather do a blood draw than the alternative. And it's quick and easy.
And you can go to your regular doctor, if an internist or just a general practitioner.
Just ask your provider where you should go.
Can you go to the health department, Shelby County Health Department, and have it done?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm sure very soon they will be. We're working with Shield, which is the latest blood test, and you've probably seen it on TV a lot. They're advertising it.
Yeah.
And it's FDA approved. It's been out over a year and very, very effective.
The key to it, though, is early detection.
Yes.
And now at 45 instead of was 50. Mm-hmm. And at my age, 75, I could do the blood test.
Yes.
And so the other thing you do is raise money, and we're going to talk about that now, is that you have From She to See, and there's a group of women and guys that have been doing this. In fact, I had the guys group on years ago. And it was so successful with them. Now the women got involved. Now they've raised a lot more money than the men have.
Almost.
And but they actually ride a 500-mile trip from Memphis to the Gulf Coast, the Destin area, Seagrove. And they have people pledge money, and they all have to cough it up at the end of the ride. But the women have just done an amazing job at that. And it's to draw awareness, and they get publicity all the way along the way. And I think it's an amazing promotion, if you will, but also the awareness is the key thing.
Yes, the ladies came to us back in 2021 and said, we want to do something for ladies because, the men have been doing this. This is their 16th year. So the ladies said, well, quite honestly, no offense, Earl, but if men can do it, we can do it better.
Well, you always do, which I know for a fact.
So they started with only 9 women, and now this Saturday they will leave out from West Cancer Center, Wolf River Boulevard, with 24 women riding, and they have already exceeded their goal, but they still need funds. They're at $126,000 as of this morning.
Wow. I've got some pictures here. This is last year, I believe, and some of the young women, and that's when they got to Florida, and then we've got them on the road. And how many? It's a 500-mile trip, and how many miles do they cover a day?
100 miles a day.
Wow. But these are not amateurs. I mean, these are not women that said, I just got a bike. These are people that train and do this all year long.
Yes, they train year-round, and they're so phenomenal. And what, Earl, what really touches me the most is they tell me, especially through Alabama, there are a lot of hills.
Yes.
And they say when they're going up those hills, it's late in the day, they've been riding already 75, 80 miles, and they say what gets them over that hill is thinking about cancer patients and what they're going through, which is nothing compared to just giving that last push to get over that hill.
Well, plus they're all very healthy, and being able to use your body like that and see what your body can do, it's an amazing instrument, and to be able to do this and know you're helping people is tremendous. If people would also, contribute now on this one, but they'd like to go along for the trip next year, did they contact you, the West Foundation?
Yes, just reach out to West Cancer Foundation.
And then you can be a part of it too. And they take off this Saturday?
Yes.
And my daughter and her husband and kids are down in Destin right now. And it's chilly, but that's going to change starting Saturday. It's going to be in the 80s.
Yes.
So do they like it warmer than cooler, or do they care? Does it matter?
They don't like it really cold. 2 years ago, it was freezing cold.
Wow.
But I think they like a, 75, 80 degree.
Well, that's where I am. Whenever I ride 100 miles a day, I like it to be, especially unless I have the windows down in the car, and then it's okay. Well, I think it's fantastic, and it's just part of what y'all do, because you have different things all year long, but this is one that seems to get a lot more publicity just because of the involvement with these young ladies.
It's very special. And, Earl, if cancer had a capital, unfortunately, it would be Memphis. We have the highest mortality rates of many cities across the country, and these ladies believe in our mission, which is breaking barriers to cancer care, and they spread our mission all the way from Germantown down to Seagrove.
Rob, the producer and the guy that helps put this whole thing together, was talking about Steve Jobs, who kept putting he had liver cancer, kept putting it off, and finally they said, this is serious. And he put a team together just to find the best place in the world to go to get treatment, and it was Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes.
He came here, and unfortunately he waited too long, but we do have incredible medical personnel here, and the clinics and the heart for liver transplants, all of it. So you are in the best place in the world, and probably the reason is because we got some of the biggest problems in the world. But don't let it wait until it gets there. It's early detection, and as we said, you can do it with a blood test. So check with your doctor immediately.
Yes.
All right. Leighanne Soden, thank you. Tell Jack hi for us.
I sure will.
And we had so much fun Elvis week in August with doing the show from the guest house and having Jack on then. We're looking forward to this summer again and coming back out there. Racing's a huge asset to Memphis, always has been, always will be, along with Lansky's and the Peabody Hotel. So they're all together.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Good seeing you again.
Earl. Thank you so much.
You bet. All right, we're going to take a quick break here from some of our sponsors, and then we'll be right back and introduce you to Rattlesnake Betty. That's right.
Hi, this is Dawn Grader, President and CEO of Southern Security Federal Credit Union at our new headquarters here in Collierville, Tennessee, off by Hellier Road. We are the proud presenting sponsor of the Earl Farrell for Memphis show and are looking forward to a great 2026 where some of the shows will be hosted from our new headquarters location here in Collierville.
Hello, Memphis Mid-South. And first, I'd like to thank you for visiting with Earl Farrell Memphis today, and we want to support him just like you do. I'm George Gully, one of the sales managers at Jim Carey Chevrolet, We've been in business here in Memphis for over 75 years. I've been associated with the company for almost 25, and I'll help you find the right car, truck, or SUV here at not only our Chevy store, but also Buick, GMC, Nissan, Subaru. We can help you find that right car. Keep watching, Earl, and come see me. Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Mitch Wright.
And I'm his son, Mickey.
And we're the owners of Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And proud sponsors of the Earl Farrell from Memphis show.
We're thankful to be part of the Memphis community. We've been in business for 42 years, taking care of people and loving the people of the Mid-South.
Hi, this is Randy Wright from the Dive Shop and Dive Ventures in Memphis. We've been in Memphis over 64 years teaching people to dive, snorkel, and swim. We'd love to have you come join us and have some fun. We're also a part of the Dive Ventures Group with 18 locations across the country, stretched from Phoenix to Vienna, Virginia. Please give us a call. We'll be able to take care of you at 999 South Yates in Memphis, or call us at 901-763-DIVE.
Hi, I'm Brett Batterson, President and CEO of the Orpheum Theater Group in downtown Memphis. We are so pleased with our partnership with the Earl Farrell Show and very happy that he is broadcasting live from Lansky's at the historic Peabody Hotel. We're all here to make Memphis better.
He doesn't sweat. He exudes cleanliness. He doesn't wear a hard hat. He wears a halo helmet of hygiene. He doesn't just clean up the mess. He makes it ashamed of itself. He once found a Cheeto from 2003 and gave it a proper burial. His mop water is filtered through the tears of sloppy contractors. He uses Purell the way priests use holy water. His laundry detergent has PTSD. He's banned from construction sites for making everyone else look filthy. His laundry folds itself out of respect. He was voted most likely to disinfect in high school. He showers before, after, and during showers. Even Mr. Clean calls him Sir. He carries wet wipes holstered like pistols. When he sneezes, the room becomes 99.9% pure. He is the cleanest man in the world.
I don't always drink, but when I do, I disinfect the glass first. Stay spotless, my friends.
Clean man, like clean people. He certainly is one. You're going to meet somebody very unique right now. The name is Rattlesnake Betty. But I got to tell you, I heard that before, and they said, when I have Rattlesnake Betty on, I went, is she like mean as a snake? And actually I said, I saw your picture, I went, she looks very pleasant. I mean, you know, there's nothing rattlesnakeish about you. And we'll find out a little bit where that came from. But first I want to kind of get to know you a little bit more. You're from Tupelo.
Yes, Earl. I was born in Tupelo, Mississippi, just like Elvis.
There you are. And you're now in Lansky's, where Elvis spent a lot of time over the years.
And one day I'm going to be able to shop in Lansky's just like Elvis.
But it's like Bernard said, you don't have to buy me out, just buy from me. Mm-hmm. So that has continued. Everybody buys from Lansky's. You grew up with your mom, and she was evidently involved with art.
Mm-hmm. My mom did a lot of painting. She was an oil painter, and we did arts and crafts on our back porch, and that's really where I found my love of art.
I had no talent whatsoever art-wise. I did break out all the little windows on the gas meters up and down our street. Never told this story before. But my parents confiscated my little tool kit that they gave me. I was looking for something to do with the hammer, and I found it, but I was banned from that forever. And they didn't teach me art, though, but you continued that. And you recently had a post about glitter glue that went viral, over 500,000 likes and 7 million views. And we're going to take a look at the video and come back and talk about how all that happened. So here's Rattlesnake Betty and glitter glue.
Don't let anybody tell you that you're regular glue, because you are glitter glue, baby. You are glitter glue.
Which is not easy to say. What do you think made people just go viral over this?
I have no idea. I was inside of Michael's craft store and I held my camera up like I was taking a selfie and did a video real fast. And my husband was looking kind of irritated at me like, okay, I'm ready to go. We did not know this video was going to blow up like that.
Have you gotten a clue from? Did people comment on about it? Have they said what it is that drew them to it, or?
I think people just want to feel special. I think they're sharing it with their friends, like you sparkle, you know.
Well, I think that's true, and having interviewed thousands and thousands of people over the years, and I've told people, I'd like to have you on my show, and they go, well, I'm nothing special. I said, yeah, you are. Everybody is. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a natural talent that's God-given. And you just have to keep trying things until you find your gift. And once you do, it just explodes, is what happened to you. You do all kinds of different art. We've got, I think, some artwork that, make sure I get, the Eclectic Eye is one of the places that your stuff is being showcased. And there's a couple of them that's Elvis painting. And where do you get your inspiration from? Can it come from everywhere?
Yeah, I think living in Memphis and growing up in Tupelo, I just have a natural love for Elvis, and I also like lots of different pop culture icons. Like I love Dolly Parton, and just like this one says kinda happy. Like I struggle with depression a lot, and I take Lexapro to make me feel better. And I think sometimes people can relate to that, like the kind of half deflated smiling balloon.
So you're kind of happy sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I'm just kind of happy.
But that is being able to read that, because people don't understand that people who do suffer from depression, if you don't and you've never had those feelings, it's hard to explain to somebody how you feel. And I think it's very descriptive, kind of happy, you know, and this one is just a Barbie girl, and which is something that always has brought. My sister had Barbie dolls, and me and my brother played with them because they had neat things like Jeeps, the Barbie Jeep, and all the other things.
And G.I. Joe.
And G.I. Joe.
Yeah. This one is called Cute But Sad, or Sad But Cute, and it kind of shows like different color tiers. I'm very much into dopamine dressing, which means you wear bright colors, bright patterns to cheer yourself up, and I honestly think it makes other people happy too when they see you.
Yeah, well, that's how I felt when I saw you today. You're very bright and colorful today. And Duke's Mayonnaise.
This one is inspired by Hard Times Deli. Have you been there? It's in the Edge District.
And it's called what again?
Hard Times Deli. It's a sandwich shop.
I have heard of it. I just had not been there.
Yeah, they're really good, locally owned, and they have Duke's Mayonnaise wallpaper in their bathroom, and they have blue and white checkered floors. But that painting was inspired by Hard Times Deli.
And you say a lot of your stuff is multimedia, mixed media, that you'll take a photograph and then add to it, which is kind of like I heard y'all talking about Ron Olson, my good friend, and he does all kinds of stuff. He'll find a junk car and take the label off of the hood or the ornament, and the whole piece will emanate from that. So it's wherever you see something catches your eye, and then you just kind of make art from it.
Well, I do a lot of my work on wood, and my husband is a great, he does a lot of woodwork. He builds my frames for me, and I like to paint on them, put glitter on there, 3D printed objects, photos, and then I seal it in resin.
Now, this, yours was kind of homegrown because your mom was an artist, but so many kids, they're like, if you were my kid, I can teach you anything. That's why you do have students. You do teach art. How does that work?
Well, I teach gifted education, and a lot of my students, they know that I'm an artist. They see me out in the community. They might see me at Cooper Young Fest or Crafts and Drafts or the Crawfish Festival, and they're like, that's my teacher. And I think that's really cool that they can see you out in the community doing something that you love. And I try to inspire them to just follow their passions, whatever they like, to pursue that.
Well, and you do really pay attention to your teachers. I had a teacher in the 7th grade, and I wrote this story for a report, and she said, she called me, and I thought I was in trouble again because it was so bad. And I had a lot of experience of that, and so she said, I want you to stay after class, I want to talk to you. And I said, okay. So I hung around. She goes, this paper is really good. She said, you really should consider writing for television. I said, what would I write? She goes, your imagination will take you there. Just start writing and keep doing this because you tell a good story. And I don't know whether that was what inspired me to go into news, but I never forgot her telling me that. Number one, she complimented me and said, you have a special talent. And I think that is the thing that most inspires young people. If somebody tells them they are gifted and you did something really good. And that can be enough to just change their whole lives.
I completely agree.
So I'm sure you try to find that talent in every child that comes into your class.
Yes. What you said about your teacher saying, I think you have a talent for that, sometimes it takes somebody pointing that out in you, and it makes you believe in yourself. And I think that's what teachers do, is they help you see the good in yourself.
And it's not your parents, because your parents are very biased, and you know that. Because you look handsome today. You're the smartest boy in your class. You're going, I ain't the smartest boy in my class. So when somebody else says that about you, they go, hey, it may be really true.
Yeah.
And so therein lies the inspiration.
I had this very mean art teacher in high school, and she smelled like nicotine gum, and she hated the color green. She didn't want us to use green paint. But she pulled me aside one day my senior year, and she said, I think you are very talented, and I think you could have a career in art. And for somebody that you think is just like a mean old person to like pull you aside and speak words of wisdom into you, you know they're telling the truth.
Well, and that is true, because all of a sudden they went from a mean old person to a very smart person. This woman knows what she's talking about.
Exactly.
And your whole attitude toward them does change, which is why you should always be nice to everybody, because you don't know what that will do. I do that all the time to people I'm passing on the street. Hi, good morning, how are you? And people go, why do you do that? I said, because that could be the one kind thing somebody said to them in weeks or maybe months. And it really does, it is a game changer for people. So that's why you should always be kind to everybody and be genuine about it. I mean, that just, hey, we're walking around, we're alive, and
we're all going through something.
Absolutely, and you never know what somebody's going through, which is what I always think when somebody's tacky to me in traffic and something. It's not me. Something else happened to that person today. They're just taking it out on me, so don't react. And so, well, I've got a couple more pictures of your artwork I wanted to show, and this is Mom, I Am a Rich Man.
This is Cher, and Cher's mom was like, Cher, you need to find yourself a rich man. And she said, Mom, I am a rich man. And I really like that quote because, honestly, I don't want to have to depend on a man to pay my way. I want to make my own money.
Just have him make the frames. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay. And I have Wings to Fly.
This is Frida Kahlo. Frida was a Mexican artist. She got really bad injured, and she was bound to her bed. She started doing self-portraits, and she has a lot of famous quotes. This one says, I have wings to fly. And I think that is expressive of how she felt through her art. Like, it gave her wings to fly even though she was bound to her bed.
I was reading something about that the other day about a girl, and this guy taught her how to ride a motorcycle. He actually was a motorcycle, like not a Hell's Angel, but loved his motorcycle, and he was there one day, overheard the guys in a public bathroom selling this little girl, and he came in and said, "I'll give you $10,000." He just gotten an inheritance and had the cash. He got it, and she said, "Now what are you going to do to me?" He said, I'm going to let you go," and got her help, and then taught her how to ride, and she said, "I feel like I'm flying." And so you never know where something really good is going to come from. And these, is that her again?
This is The Bride of Frankenstein.
I thought I recognized her.
This is a really interesting piece. I used different doll parts because she's made of different body parts. And then I did the lightning strike, the lightning bolt above her, because that's what brought her to life. Something interesting about The Bride of Frankenstein in the movie, she actually, when she was made for Frankenstein, but when she was brought to life, she rejected him. She did not want him at all. And she's actually an icon in the LGBTQ plus community because of that, the way she rejected the man.
And this?
This is just a little mixed media flower that I did. It's made from watercolor and then some acrylic paints in the background. These are some earrings that I made. I also love to make jewelry. Just like I said earlier, like wearing happy, bright colors to bring joy to yourself and others.
And we never did tell everybody about how it came to be the name Rattlesnake Betty. You came up with that. You named yourself.
I named myself Rattlesnake Betty. I just wanted the sassy name. I think it's interesting. You're like, you don't look like a rattlesnake. Somebody said, you look like a butterfly, Betty. But I think inside of me, I do have a fierceness that adapts and changes and just resilience.
And this, the Resin Art Camp, a 5-day art camp, and Rattlesnake Betty puts it on. For mature kids, I like that key phrase there, because some kids can't sit still. And 3rd grade and up. And it'll be June 8th through the 12th. How do they get in touch with you to sign up for this?
I have a website. It's called rattlesnakebetty.bigcartel.com, and they can purchase their ticket on there. I have a new studio at Minglewood Hall, so I'll be hosting workshops and camps for adult people and children.
Well, when I first heard Rattlesnake Betty, only because I grew up in West Texas and spent a lot of time outdoors, and rattlesnakes were a very big part of the local community. And so we were always looking on the ground as we walked around, played, because they're everywhere. And but what you learn is they really want to be just left alone. And if you make noise, I used to be on a survey crew when I was like 14. And so you would always survey, the engineer said, make noise, and if you want to sing, whistle, whatever, you don't want to surprise a rattlesnake. And I'm sure that's probably true of you as well. So make yourself heard and always be singing a happy tune, and everybody will be just fine.
That's a good advice.
Well, Rattlesnake Betty, thank you for stopping by, and good luck to you on your career. And I think you're off to a great start, and we wish you much luck.
Thank you so much, Earl.
You bet. That is our show for today. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.